J. The Watchman program used as a conduit for new and innovative ideas nationwide. The growing threat that America has outside our peaceful nation, and now even more alarming within America, is a reality our country must face. The Watchman program will be a universal vehicle to place all the good, sensible ideas coming out of Washington along with the private sector, putting them to work for the good of the nation. We can all recall that as our current president campaigned, he stated, Washington, D.C. is a place where good ideas go to die. The awesome, beneficial ideas generated by all parties within Washington needs to spread across the nation. The federal government personnel in Washington also needs to spread out across the nation instead of hiding behind new internet technology. Moreover, they should have up-close and personal interaction with citizens they're serving. This is an excellent way government officials can familiarize themselves with what's really going on throughout the big and small cities across the nation. Only then can the government really understand what is needed. The economic information centers will be universally used as a springboard, a nation-building conduit for innovative programs. All good programs proposed federally by the administration, Congress, and locally by state governors and city mayors can be inculcated across the country. Common sense solutions to strengthen America economically, physically, that is security, from the blueprint planning stage to the action stage will flow almost seamlessly across the United States. Note to all government officials, especially governors and mayors across the country, as the President made an executive order regarding his blueprint for a secure energy future, every state and city should follow suit. The mandating of government buildings and vehicles to operate with better efficiency, utilizing more renewable power sources, is a major step in the right direction. The Watchman program will help incentivize the private sector to wean its facilities from the grid to zero grid. K. Nationwide jobless rate potentially cut in half. The Watchman program will not only give the nation the dearly needed revenue sought after, millions of jobs will be generated as the program spreads across the nation. For example, the state of California jobless rate is bordering at 12% unemployment. Realistically, that number might be closer to 20%. Establishing the Watchman program by setting up these emergency economic centers throughout California and the rest of the nation will reduce the unemployment rate dramatically. Military personnel and troops coming home serving and protecting our nation from outside forces will be more than qualified to serve and protect our nation from within. They should be given high-ranking managerial positions within the emergency centers spread across the nation. Many government officials which represent border states around the country stress the need for the National Guard and other security personnel to watch over and protect our very vulnerable borders. Unfortunately, those same border states are seriously lacking the financial resources to pay for such projects. However, from the 30% the city, state, and federal government receives from the Watchman program project, an ample amount of new revenue generated will be available. critical border states will have more than enough funds to protect our homeland. A very conservative estimate of 7 million jobs will be needed to perform the operation in and around these emergency economic information centers. A great many of the job openings can be paid at almost 3 times the current minimum wage rate. Overwhelmingly, the biggest benefit with the establishment of these economic centers is good economics. Jobs will be generated day one. Moderate and high salary positions must be filled to operate these facilities. New construction starts will be higher than our nation has seen in 60 years after World War II. An entire army of these industrial workers will be positively affected. Also overwhelmed will be the blue-collar industry, from farmers to carpenters, electricians, roofers, truckers, security personnel, maintenance, and ground crews. These will be highly sought after from one end of our nation to the other. The growing green technology industry will suddenly come out of the shadows into the mainstream of American life. The solar, wind, and biofuel corporations will flourish, hiring a plethora of staff personnel to operate their business. Suddenly, instead of slow work days, keeping up with new order demands will be common again within the workplace. Many job recruitment fairs hiring new industry personnel will be conducted on the site of these economic development centers. The Sarah Knight Security Personnel Recruitment Team will help hire qualified private security agencies. These security firms will be essential to help and protect the centers. And let's not forget the millions of Boy Scouts across the country with their long-standing motto of "Be prepared," which will be a perfect fit, handing out vital information to those in need. L. Billions generated and new revenue globally. America's newfound technology building green, gridless facilities will be the nation's new gold rush. Billions of new revenue will be generated internationally. The United States can once again lead the nations in new technology. To gain great success with these information centers, introducing the world to these portable gridless facilities by providing a smaller scale version of the information centers should be placed on every embassy property occupied by the U.S. government worldwide. The new economic revenues that the U.S. Commerce Department receives from orders generated will be without precedent. Internationally, $1 trillion can also be achieved on an annual basis. Throughout the United States, as the emergency information centers are set up, each one will be given a center number indicating when the facility came online. Each center in every city throughout America will share the same information. Every agency, local and federal, will be on the same page. As the Watchman program expands internationally, the same protocol of sharing information from center to center will be instituted. Intelligent reports, as well as medical and terrorist attack alert warnings, will be sent out. Simultaneously, each center, nationwide and internationally, will receive crucial updates. The trillions in new revenue will benefit all nations. This will help the entire global community out of its current disastrous economic crisis. And yes, as the leader of the free world, America should lead the way. As the global community is gasping for clean and green, the United States cannot afford to fail.